Hi, welcome to today's Talk of the Town. I'm Sandy Benson. John Ontal, marketing guru of nichemarketmedia.net, talks about getting your business online, the uncommon guide to doing it right the very first time. Well, that is a unique thought, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very optimistic, actually. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. I've been helping businesses for a long time with their web design, their digital marketing, and I think you know me well enough that when I keep seeing a reoccurring theme or a problem, I usually find a solution for it.
Sure.
And so I'm like, you know what? I need to put out a guide because, I got a client this week and they almost went a direction that would have probably tacked on 6 months or more to them getting their product out into the marketplace.
Yeah.
And within an hour they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about this, I didn't think about that, I didn't think about marketing, I didn't think about collecting email addresses, I didn't think about any kind of viral marketing at all. And they're like, oh my gosh, because they read a different book. They read a book, it was,
wow.
So anyway.
So what you're saying is all information is not valid, correct?
Absolutely, yes. And we are bombarded with a lot of information out there, and that's one of the things I want to touch on today as well, about how to kind of dissect through that.
So let's talk a little bit about what it is important, the important things that a business owner should know when getting their business online.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you either you've got a business existing and you're trying to get a web presence, or you're trying to improve your web presence.
Right.
Or maybe you've got a product, or maybe you're just a startup and you want to start something new. So getting it online, that's only like a small part of it. Like, hey, we've got our domain name, we have a website, but how are we getting traffic to it? Are we creating a viral buzz? Those are the biggest things that if you just, hey, here's our website, but you don't plan anything to get some buzz to it,
right?
What's the point, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, why put it up? Who's going to find it?
Nobody.
You're not going to be on page 1 of Google. You're not going to be, if you've got products, they're not going to be on the top of Amazon. You have to have a marketing structure put in place. Strategy to put in place. If not, no one is going to find you.
So we get bombarded, as we spoke about, by a lot of advertising techniques, pulling us one way or the other. Talk a little bit about how do we dissect that? How do we get to the right thing?
Yeah, and so like a lot of times, I've had a couple clients are like, well, can't we just go to blank and do a free website?
Sure.
Or can't we go over here? They're offering
free is never free.
I'm glad you said it. You're going to pay for it one way or the other.
Sure.
And so those free things, somebody pretty good at web design and pretty good at marketing can go in there and manipulate those and make them look okay.
Right.
But a lot of those don't have any kind of marketing. They don't have any kind of viral contests. They don't have any kind of, hey, let's collect an email address for this. They don't have those implemented. So to me, if you do get them up, it's going to take you a lot longer than it is, and they're not going to be effective. And usually the search engines can't find them either. And most of the time when people go in there and try to do that, they're taking away from what they do best, and that's work on their product that they have, their network of people, their business already, to stop what they're great at or where their mind is, and then let's go learn something else.
Right.
So that slows people down tremendously.
It's almost like a backwards move.
Yeah, so don't do things that you're not great at, period.
Right. I mean, in any business, really.
In anything. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like doing stuff around your house, are you going to do it, or are you going to have someone else do it?
Well, you know me. So what are some of the biggest mistakes a business owner makes, John?
Yep. Looking for the freebie. For the freebie. Because
free's never free.
And I'll give you a quick example, and we all can get caught in that. Hey, can we find a better deal?
Do.
And then you're like, wait a minute, this thing is free, but I'm going to have to learn how to use it.
Right.
And so what is your time worth in an hour? When you've got somebody that's maybe done it for 10 years, and it may take them only 30 minutes, but they've been training for it for over 10 years.
Sure.
So you've been training at whatever you are good at for however long you've been doing it. That's what you're good at.
Sure.
So if you're trying to learn this, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Okay? So
let the professional do it.
Yes. And then also, sometimes people are like, I've heard about these people overseas, and they only make X amount of dollars. Well, here's the problem there. you've got that, but then you have the time barrier, way different time zone.
Yeah.
There is still a language barrier, most times not, and you're going back and forth maybe months to get this perfect thing done when you could have done it here and went ahead and paid for it, but it's done and you've got somebody that you can count on.
And done correctly.
Yes.
And thank you for
Absolutely.
always bringing great information.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it, and we'll see you
you.
next month.
Sounds good.
And we will be right back with Talk of the Town.